Welcome to the Whitworth Art Gallery in Manchester. This is a very impressive building. This building is Victorian. It's a Grade 2 building. It has been the same design since it was when it was built, but there has been one extension around the back over there. What do you think about the appearance of the building?
I think that it looks very old-fashioned on the outside, but then when you go in it's very modern.
Yeah, it looks really good because it's symmetrical on both sides. What do you like most about the outside space?
Well, I think it's got lots of space, so then if your children get bored inside, then they can go play outside.
One day there was a lonely little man. Though he had gone so old and wrinkly, some people didn't consider him a man at all. His name was Mr. Derbyshire, or that's what they called him, and only because he was from Derbyshire and he had got so old he couldn't remember his name. So he clung on to his memories instead. He thought of his past, present, and if he'd even have a future, day after day after day. But finally, life grew too old for the sad man. So he killed himself with a knife. Shortly after, 5 men knocked at the door with balloons and smirks upon their faces. Shouting through the door, Mr. Derbyshire had won mega millions, but everyone was so devastated when he died that they named the part of the art gallery after him.
The room called Gulbenkian was named after the scientist Gulbenkian, who on the most important exhibition of his life, he got taken by some mysterious characters who tried to take away all the knowledge he had. After that, all he did was scribble, and he did that for far and wide, so everyone would witness his terrible stage, and soon it was decided by a man that with his skills that he would change it into art, and they placed it in the Whitworth Art Gallery in Manchester.
The room called Pilkington was named after a Chinese emperor called Lord Pilkington, who was supposed to be the greatest warrior in the whole of China. He was scared of violence and anything to do with fighting. One day when he went off to battle, his friend was shot with a crossbow. He fainted and fell on the ground. The next battle, the warrior in front of him was stabbed with a samurai sword, and once again he fainted and collapsed onto the floor. The soldiers were getting sick of picking him up, so they decided to create a soft mat for him. The next day they tried this device and it worked. 2 years later, he was invading a country known as England. The warriors came across a building that said in big bold letters, Whitworth Art Gallery. They knocked the door down, they ran inside, they came across a room that had a big block of some material. There was a picture of some blood, so the emperor fainted again. He landed onto the big block and woke back up, just like what happened to him when he fell onto the mats that they had created. Lord Pilkington walked to a member of staff and threatened him with a dagger. He said, "This room must be called Pilkington," and the room is still called that today. The end.